Yay.
What's going on? What's going on, family? It's Dr. Delatoro, peak performance expert, global keynote speaker, and best-selling author. I am so excited, delighted, and honored that you all have joined us for this incredible experience. And my friend, listen, I do believe that this is your year to shift everything in your life into a higher gear. And so I've asked a couple of my friends and colleagues to join me for a few minutes for us to talk about what it means to live life to the fullest, what it means to take our lives and our goals and our dreams and our aspirations and live them to the fullest. And I know a little bit about these folks because these folks have joined me over the years at one of the most remarkable conference experiences that you can ever encounter, and it's called the Full Throttle Experience. And so everybody that's joining me on this StreamYard right now, not only are they personal friends, colleagues, some of my top students, friends, et cetera, but they've attended the Full Throttle Experience, gotten massive value and breakthrough from it, and they've watched me, y'all, literally take this from a national conference to a global book deal, a best-selling book deal. And now we're literally getting ready to take all the folks that love the book and bring it right back to the conference experience. And so, y'all, I couldn't be more excited. And we want you all to fire off in the comments. We want you to interact with us in the chat as we go throughout this incredible experience. And so I'm really excited to present these amazing folks. I've got H. John Mejia. I've got Sean DeRoe. I've got Regina Clay. I've got David D. Simons. I've got my main man, Ricky Burney. I've got Lee Fuller and LaTanya Hicks, all who have joined us live. It's going to be awesome. I'm excited about this conversation, y'all. So listen, I'm going to jump right in. I want to jump right in because, y'all, we family. So the first thing I want to ask you all is, what is the Full Throttle Experience? Because you guys know FTX is coming up June 29th through the 3rd of July in Clearwater, Florida, the #1 beach destination in the country. And this is our first live event post-COVID, post-pandemic. And so I just want us to go around and really quickly, we'll start with you, H. I just want you to tell people in 30 seconds or less, in your own words, what is the Full Throttle Experience? People are seeing Facebook ads everywhere. They're seeing marketing. They're seeing advertising, going to websites. But what is Full Throttle?
And thank you for having me, Del. Great to connect with you. So excited to see everybody here and a lot of faces over the years as a result of FTX to be able to connect. To me, what does FTX represent? It represents a personal transformation challenge, and I use those words appropriately because it's a transformation because you're gonna go through multiple changes, and it's a challenge because you have to engage, you have to challenge yourself. And you're going to go through some trials and tribulations during the event, but it's going to take you to the next level. So again, to me, FTX is your personal transformation challenge to go to the next level to better your best.
Nice. Sean DeRoe, you're next, bro. What is Full Throttle, bro?
Yeah, it's kind of hard to describe it, but I'll put a definition on it. I've always, and I told you this last week, Dale, FTX is 3 conferences in one wrapped inside of a spiritual vacation. Now you're gonna break all that down throughout this conversation, but for me, it was like 4 or 5 days of a mirror just being constantly put in front of me. It gave me an opportunity to see where I was, see where I wanted to go, ask some tough questions, make some great connections, but ultimately help me become a better me. I obviously been to every one of your conferences, man, and I get so much out of it every time I come. So FTX is absolutely life-changing, transformational experience, no doubt.
Woo! That's right, Sean. You have not missed a single conference.
That's right.
That's awesome. I think you and H. John are tied for that because y'all have been to every single one of them. That's fantastic. Regina Clay, you have been a conference host at Full Throttle, all the way from Washington, D.C. What is, in 30 seconds or less, what is Full Throttle? What is all the noise about?
Well, let me just say this to you. Full Throttle is not a conference, it's an experience. Every single moment of it is an experience, and it's a personal experience for you. And you get to bond with other people that you may not have met, you may not have known before you got there, but when you leave there, you're going to feel like family. This is why we are all so excited here on this call, because most of these people I did not know. And the fact that I got to experience life with them for 4 days, it was, you're going to cry a little, You're going to laugh a lot, and you're going to be exposed to the best thing ever.
Wow, fantastic share. Next on my screen is the one and only David D. Simons. Bro, David, talk to us, brother, all the way from Philly, man. We got Tampa in the house, we got Dallas in the house, we got DC in the house, now we got Philly in the house. 30 seconds or less, man. What is Full Throttle? What is all the noise about, man? David, you're running our Facebook ads right now. So
yeah. I mean, Full Throttle is as everyone has said, it's hard to describe. It is a truly transformative experience, both personally, professionally. I don't think I've ever been to any kind, as Regina said, I don't think I've ever been through any type of experience that touches on every single aspect of your life, your finance, your mental health, your vulnerabilities, your weaknesses, your strengths. How can you increase your mindset? Every single aspect that you need to cover in your life is covered here, and you will never get that in any other type of environment or any type of other conference. And people are really getting deep bonded through these experiences, through sharing their challenges, and you're really going through life and seeing other high achievers sharing not just their highs, but being open and transparent enough to share their lows that they don't share in other kind of environments, because it's a safe place for you to experience transformation. So whatever you need to do, get there.
Wow. Safe place for high achievers. We're going to double click on that one in a second. Ricky Burney, the one and only, man. You were on leadership. Many of the people here have been on leadership at Full Throttle. You were at leadership in FTX 2019. Man, what in 30 seconds, what is Full Throttle? What is FTX? What's all this logo stuff? What's all this motorcycle stuff? People get to see it.
Yeah, I'll keep it very simple. I will say in 3 words what FTX was for me. Reflection, it was revelation, and it was refinement. These are all the different things that I felt that I got from it. I was able to really reflect on different things going on in my life, things that I had not necessarily addressed. I had revelations about some things that maybe were at the root of maybe some of the problems and challenges that I faced. And most of all, I had the refinement. I was learning how to develop my skills, hone them better, be able to be better in sales, be better as a speaker, be better in business. So to me, it was a holistic experience where I got so much from it. And I think that's what I gained from everyone else that was there as well.
Wow, fantastic words. Good night in the morning. This is some good stuff. We got Lee Fuller in the house who's about to pull off. So we got 2 Tampa folks. So we got Philly. Now we got Tampa again. Then we got Lee Fuller, who worked in my company for 7 years. David also has worked in my company 6 years. Regina used to be my COO. So I got some team members here who could cuss me out if they wanted to. No, I'm joking. No, we have bonded for years. Lee Fuller, you've been a tremendous asset, a great dear friend of mine. Man, talk to us, man. How do you describe the Full Throttle experience, brother? I think you're on mute a little bit.
Right. So I was going to fuss you out because after putting me behind all these speakers, I had to mark off life-changing, transformational. All these was in my script. But I am going to say impactful, right? So this experience really is a total life transformation, right? Mind, body, soul, and spirit. The whole person, the whole high achiever is impacted. I know personally I have been, and by attending various ones, I've seen the impact it had on each individual that has shown up. So FTX is impactful. That's the big word that I'm going to use today.
All right. So Lee's word is impactful. All right. Bringing up the rear, the one and only. She's known me the longest on this screen. We go back to Florida State together. Just incredible corporate executive and just a mother. Just incredible. One of my best friends on the planet. She's known me so long, and I'm really, really grateful for her. She's been on staff at Full Throttle, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Our kids call each other day ones. The one and only LaTanya Hicks. What is Full Throttle, LaTanya?
Del, I'm going to add another perspective because I've known you so long. So Full Throttle is the experience, the baby that you prayed for 20 years ago when we were in college. And so I've seen you put your blood, sweat, and tears into this, and also lots of prayers. And so this is, I think, an event that you've birthed through all those years of preparation, of mentorship, of, believing God for, for growth in yourself, and changing the world and impacting others. For me, it's personally a time of growth and introspection. It's the one time that, me as a single mom, of 3 kids can, take time to just, focus on me and do that introspective work. So.
Wow, fantastic. Introspective. We're hearing a lot about that. Thank you so much, Latanya. So I want to open it up, y'all. So let me ask you a question. Every one of y'all are killing it in your own industries, in your own rights, corporately, personally, entrepreneurially. Everybody's got different roles and responsibilities. Can we kind of just jump in? I'm willing to go around the room here. Why is it so important that we need a safe space like Full Throttle as high achievers? What is it about us as high achievers where we need a safe space, and what happens at Full Throttle that creates that safe space for high achievers? Who wants to jump in on that one?
I'll jump in.
All right, David, and then H. All right, David, then H. Go ahead, David.
All right. So I think I was reading a stat, right? Because I think everybody that comes to Full Throttle is entrepreneurial minded. So it doesn't mean you have to be a full-time entrepreneur, but the truth is that entrepreneurial thinkers and entrepreneurs make up 5% of all occupations in the entire world.
Wow.
So already you're in the top 5% with the way you think, right? So there are not a lot of people. 95% of other people, and I think it's like farming and normal 9 to 5. There's a bunch of other positions in that, but 95% of the people don't understand how you feel, how you think already. Then you take that, and then you combine that with just society and all the things. Like, it's an environment. When you're a high achiever, you don't have people that you can relate to. You don't have a friend that you can just call up and cry with or understand, because you're also, as you always say, Del, you're always forced to lead while you bleed. So you're bleeding, and you can't let other people know. So it allows you to bleed and share that you're bleeding in an environment like FTX. So I think that's what makes it a safe space, is that there's not a place like it.
Wow. H. John, go ahead and dial in on that. Everybody take 30 seconds or less. What makes it unique for high achievers?
Well, as high achievers, we're always running and gunning. And oftentimes we don't take the time to have that self-awareness, to have that reflection, to have that ability, to have that awakening. And when you remove yourself from your current environment and you sow the seed in those 4 days at FTX, what you'll be able to do is peel away all those layers that we're running around with on a day-to-day basis. And you're able to peel those away and have that opportunity for reflection, that self-awareness, and that inner awakening that you're sharing with like-minded people with the same energy. And you've, as David was saying, 97% that are not in tune with that, you're able to share it in that safe environment. And that's where you're able to get that awareness and growth to reflect and have the opportunity to pivot from there.
And H, bro, I mean, this is coming from, you interview celebrities. I mean, you've interviewed pro athletes, you've interviewed politicians, entrepreneurs at every level, CEOs at every level. And so you understand at a very, very high level the importance of high achievers having a safe space. Who else wants to chime in on the importance of what the safe space at FTX does? Anybody else want to share on that one?
I think. Go ahead.
So the safe space that creates, it allows you to take a look at yourself, right? One of my big takeaways was, I'm a transactional dude. As a high achiever, there's things that have to be done. So every day, transactional. But this safe space that's created at FTX allows you to be relational, right? Allows you to spend time to hear what people are actually saying. And then you let your guard down, and you're able to relate with other high achievers who understand it and be more relational. So it was an opportunity to go from transactional to relational, which is something I didn't realize was missing in how I interacted with people.
Ooh, so I like that. So we go from transactional to relational, and then ultimately to transformational. Come on, can I get a shout on that?
I like it.
Hey, Sean, go ahead, chime in, brother. Chime in.
No,
bro.
I was gonna say I think John, David, now Lee has summed it up, man. It is exactly what they stated. That's why I call this a 3-in-1 conference, because the daytime, we're getting the content, we're getting the information to make us better. But at night, we get to take the mask off.
Yeah.
We get to go into a safe place, safe space, and just be who we are, show our wounds, connect with others who are in the same position that we're in. And as I think Regina was stating, you're going to hear and feel and experience a lot of people crying, a lot of people laughing, but a lot of people getting healed. Because again, it is just that we are coming together. You got a couple of hundred like-minded people in one room, loving on each other, understanding. I know where you are. I know what you're going through. I know you're carrying the weight, but it's safe here. So let's get energized, and so we can go back and refire when we get back out here on our posts. So that's exactly
one of the things I'm excited about, Sean, this year and everybody is that we put FTX in the summer. So we literally, it allows us to have that locker room conversation during halftime. And you guys know it's during halftime, right? When we can make the shifts necessary to make the rest of the year the best of the year and make the rest of our life the best of our life. So anybody else want to chime in on that safe space? Regina, go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, one of the things that I wanted to say, based on, I think, what David said is around, like, people don't understand your thought process and how you think. When you're an entrepreneur or when you're in corporate, they don't necessarily understand how you roll. When I think about, people are like, Regina, how do you do all that you do?
Right.
Because I do. But around other high achievers, they know, like, nobody asked me that in those type of environments. Yeah. But other people, so it's amazing, because you don't know who's registering, but you end up being around a group of people who really, really understand you for who you are.
That's clean. That's clean. Anybody else relate to that? I mean, LaTanya, I see that grin on your face. Talk to us about it.
Well, I was just going to say, I like what Lee said about it does help you to be more relational. It takes out any competition. High achievers, we're always on. And so in that environment, we can be a little bit off. We can take off that hat, take off that high achiever, get out of that space and, just kind of sit and soak and reflect.
Nice. So in other words, we kind of get a moment to breathe. We get a moment to be poured into instead of always pouring out. One of the things I always say is, listen, if you do all this giving all the time, you're going to burn brightly, but you're going to burn out. And so, last month we were on the Today Show for the second time, which was absolutely incredible. Second time in 2022. So grateful to God for that. All around the book that the conference inspired, y'all. We got to remember that this conference inspired this book, and you guys have watched us literally turn this into a global book deal. Wrote the book during the pandemic. The book's on Audible. I mean, it's won all these awards. Top 10 books for living your best life. I mean, just all this amazing stuff. So, I mean, what does that feel like? I mean, Lee, you want to chime in on that? Like, what does it feel like to have attended the conference and then now know that there's a book out about the conference and people are loving the book, and now because they love the book, they're going to come back to the event? What does that full circle moment look like for you, bro?
Right. I'm not surprised the impact that the book is having and the lives that it's changing, because remember, we saw this when it was being created, right? And it's just like, this is something special. Hey, the more people that can hear about how you're changing lives, this is something big. This is something special. So for it to go full circle, it's really like, you hope your baby grows up and be something great. And then when it grows up something great, you're like, see, I knew it. We saw it in the beginning.
I love it. Good. Anybody else want to chime in on that one?
Well, one of the things that I want to say is, for those of you that have enjoyed the book,
Jesus,
I mean, you are going to be blown away by the conference. So every person that has bought the book, and all of Del Toro's books are like this, but this last one was at a whole different level. right? Because it was a book and a workbook, and he was on lives and doing this. But I'm just saying, if you like the book, just imagine the experience that you will have in person.
Wow, this is good stuff.
I just want to add on something real quick. Everybody, all these great comments, is that as we've been all reflecting on your journey, that we've been able to witness from where you were years ago, but you consistently every year challenge yourself, and your message, your teachings, your experiences, it's always adjusting at every year at FTX, that you're able to shed that new insight and share with us. So that's been a transformation, just to be able to see that and to see your growth. And just when you thought you've covered everything, you're coming at another level with some insight that's always amazing.
Man, I get chill bumps thinking about that. And in fact, I want to double click on that. So here's what I want to do, y'all. Listen, so I'm going to ask you two questions. Question number one is, a lot of people are seeing that, okay, you're on the cover of this book on a motorcycle. We're seeing Facebook ads with you with motorcycle gloves or whatever. So I think one of the questions that people really probably have is, okay, first of all, do I have to be a motorcycle enthusiast to enjoy this conference? And then B, is there really such a powerful correlation between motorcycle riding and life and business? Some people are struggling making that connection between, okay, this dude's dressed up in a biking outfit. Why am I going to go? What about that is going to make me cry at a conference and be vulnerable and be transformative? Some people can't connect those dots. Anybody want to help them out with that?
I'll say this: you don't even need to know what a motorcycle is to understand that every one of Dale's points, every one of his analogies, everything he utilizes from that bike metaphor will touch you in some part of your life. I can tell you, when I first walked in there, I came in with a little attitude, didn't want to be there, was only there because I got a free ticket. And when he started talking about the kickstand, he started talking about park, neutral, drive. He was talking to me where I was in my life. It had nothing to do with me riding a motorcycle. So absolutely, you don't have to be a motorcycle enthusiast. You don't have to know what a motorcycle is, but I guarantee you, in some area of your life, when he starts talking to you and using that shifting and that metaphor and his bite, it's going to hit you. It's going to hit you in the gut, and that's exactly what you want to go to the next level.
So it's not just some fancy cartoon metaphor. It's not some light thing. There's some depth to this. Who else wants to comment on that?
Well, as a person who does ride a bike, right? As a person who does ride a bike, because bike riders, we know that there is, fast. Hey, you taking life as it comes, you're enjoying different things, but you have to be aware of what's going on, right? Dale's use of FTX allows you to really see on a different level. They always say when riding a bike, you have to know about the person in front of you, behind you, and left and right of you. So when I see FTX, where it has that relational aspect, when you're tuned in, and it's when it's dealing with the various aspects, you realize that he gets it at a deeper level, the mentality of a bike rider, but also the mentality of an entrepreneur, the mentality of a go-getter, the mentality of one that says, I don't need four walls around me. Hey, I want to be in the elements, taking life as it comes.
I love it. Fantastic. Ricky Burney, man, what you want to share, man? You were on leadership. So you actually helped to lead groups of people go through Full Throttle. I know, Sean, you've done the same thing, and David and Lee. So what was it like to be a leader at Full Throttle, and what did you see other people go through, even as you were going through your own personal breakthrough?
Yeah, for me, it was a co-created environment where, as you stated, I was going through my own struggles, my own challenges, but then I stretched myself. And was a person that was a vessel for transformation for other people who had to go outside of their own comfort zone, had to break their own walls of limitations and their own walls of what they're capable of doing.
Right.
So for me, this entire experience allowed me to see that there was so much more within me that I had yet to even tap into.
Wow. Okay.
And also just understanding my gifts and seeing other people discover their own gifts and some of the the things that they had yet to even know about themselves. So that for me is what the experience gave me. And also just talking about you with the metaphor, I wanted to add that you being a master of the metaphor, you intentionally use the motorcycle, which we can't escape. When we're on the road, we have to see a motorcycle, and the way that you illustrate these concepts, that is something that when we see a motorcycle, it comes right back to us. So the retention of the information and the ability to apply it is something that becomes a daily practice because you have no choice but to see it.
That's powerful, Ricky. So you're tapping into something that I love, right? Which is the fact that we create the neurological association to life and business being like a motorcycle. So you learn it in the environment, and then every time you see a motorcycle, that's your RAS, that's your reticular activating system kicking in, telling your brain, remember that lesson, remember that point, remember that principle, over and over and over again. I get chill bumps just thinking about that. That's good stuff. That's a great perspective. Go ahead, H.
Del, I think that, as everybody has so elegantly said, was that the metaphors are spot on and you bring them to life. And I think coupled with anchoring from the great metaphor that really connects, it's those 4 days that the immersion that you're able to peel away and take a look at yourself and reflect. But also what's, I think, really just as most important is that the teacher, the master, the lessons that you're giving to all of us is that you can relate to the pain and the struggles. You're coming from an authentic place that you've been there, you've bled, you've shared in the pain. And that's what makes it much more dramatic, that you're coming at that level, not talking down, you're coming from been through it. And that's what magnifies all that, tenfold when you do that.
And that's a fantastic point that I really want to underscore for everybody, which is Full Throttle is not just a place where high achievers who've never been through anything gather. You're talking about people who have been through all of it. They've been through hell. They've been through high water. I've been through, divorce. I've been through losing my corporate job 1 year new to the company. I've been through trying to keep my business afloat during a recession. I've been through, losing real estate during the recession. I've gone through so many things. And guess what? I ain't the only one. Everybody in the room has gone through a lot of stuff. And we need a place where we can heal, because most of us as high achievers, we're constantly going and going and going. And we don't get that benefit of really healing and fixing things that are broken. And even childhood stuff, y'all, we get a chance to get into wounds from childhood at Full Throttle. Let me ask y'all a question really quickly. This is such a rich conversation. I have two questions. Number one, why is it, everybody, just so you know, the dates are June 29th through the 3rd of July, Clearwater, Florida, Sheraton Sandkey Resort. The website's right up there, fullthrottle2022.com. Get registered ASAP. Y'all, I don't think people understand that we're at a resort this year. The nightly room rate at the hotel is $599 a night because it's on the ocean during 4th of July. And we have a room rate of $199 a night because of this incredible conference, y'all. So we were able to negotiate an incredible deal with the resort, and it's absolutely incredible. But we only have a certain number of rooms in the room block, so we need you to get registered ASAP, and it's going to be incredible. Why? So help me, y'all. Why is it post-pandemic? 2 years we were in a quarantine and a recession. Why is Full Throttle more important now than ever post-pandemic? Who wants to jump in on that?
I'll share, and I'm going to share in two components. So Full Throttle, as everyone has shared, it's really a transformative experience. And I'm going to share it through an example. And I don't think I've ever shared this with you, Dale. 2016, I was going through a real tough patch in my business, not because we weren't getting revenue, but because we had back due invoices, and not Dell. Dell's always on top of that stuff, so it wasn't Dell included in that. But I had about $16,000 in unpaid invoices, and I couldn't figure. I was going through it at that time, just trying to figure out how to take care of my team and still kind of take care of the business. And I was just, man, this is horrible. And I went to FTX, and one of the things, and I'm not going to give away the exercise we went over, but you'll have to come to the conference to get that. There's an exercise we went through, and one of the things that Dell had us doing, he always is very intentional. He had us write down what we wanted to break through in. And what I wanted to break through in was, for anxiety, because I was just super anxious at that time, just super anxious about, on another level. So long story short, did the exercise, came back home, and I really felt this spirit of anxiety break off of me.
Wow.
Like a physical manifestation. From that experience, I then went into this is my second course of all time that I developed. From that experience, I developed this course that I put together. I made about 10,000 in 2 months from a course that I haven't produced yet. Right.
Wow.
And so I'm saying that like this had an effect on me personally, which had translated back into business and helped me get out of that hole. Right. And I know if I didn't go to FTX, I know I didn't go to that experience, I would not have experienced that change. And then on top of that, that turned a whole nother business model into my business that I didn't even know I would have. So a catastrophic effect, just like every area.
So David, what I'm hearing you say, bro, is that literally you got a personal breakthrough in terms of the anxiety, and then that bled over into your business breakthrough, revenue and growth and development and all that stuff. Man, that's absolutely fantastic. Congratulations. Post-pandemic, why is this so crucial? I'm gonna go to Sean.
Okay, go Sean.
Go to Sean, then Regina. Post-pandemic, Sean, you're seeing it every day. You're one of the top globally respected financial consultants on the planet. I mean, you deal with high net worth organizations, couples, nonprofits, corporations, hospitals. So you're seeing this every single day. Why post-pandemic is it crucial? And we talk about wealth management, we talk about money psychology at Full Throttle. Why post-pandemic is it crucial that people show up in the building?
Well, I think it's crucial, and I think COVID has given us an opportunity to reset. And we went through where everyone had to reevaluate what was important in life, how to do things, and how to go to the next level, whatever that next level is for you. So now we're coming up out of COVID. Now we're getting back to whatever normal looks like. A lot of us want to make sure that we're going to go in the right direction and start with the right tools and utensils. And this is where I believe that FTX will allow us to do that. If you haven't been to a conference that, as we've just talked about, gives you the opportunity to work on your finances, to work on your business, work on your speaking, your entrepreneurial endeavors, to work on yourself, your family, all these things, to work on your trust. One of the things, and I'm like, David, I won't give away all the exercises, but one of the biggest breakthroughs for me was when I had to stand about 10 feet high and fall back and trust. And that was something that was hard for me, because I always had to be in the midst of everything. And that was a breakthrough for me, and it allowed me to start doing just that, trusting others to get my back, trusting others to move forward with. And all those things were help me propel into my business and take it to the next level. So I believe this is a great opportunity for all of us to come out of COVID, dust off our skills, go into the lab, allow FTX and all the things that we're going to learn, all the connections we're going to create from being there, and go to the next level. Like you said, Dale, this is pivotal because it's literally right dab in the middle of 2022.
Yes, sir.
It allows you to look back on the first half of 2022 to help you catapult into the second half. And what better way can you do it other than this FTX conference?
Sean, I love something that you just said. I get chill bumps. I don't know about y'all, but I got chill bumps every time I hear somebody share. It's like it hits me all over again. Is that happening to y'all too? It's crazy, because one of the things I want to hit on, and I want y'all to talk about this too from a post-pandemic perspective, is that at FTX, you don't just sit and take notes and watch slides and all that stuff. But after we discuss a topic, we immediately make you do something to see if you really have understood that topic at a visceral level. And so one of the things that Sean is speaking to is one of the biggest reasons, I talked about this on the Today Show, one of the biggest reasons why we as high achievers experience overwhelm is because we as high achievers don't delegate. And one of the biggest reasons why we don't delegate is because we don't trust. And so a lot of high achievers struggle with trust. And we might not want to call it that, but that's the truth. When you really scratch a lack of delegation, when you scratch below the surface of delegation, you will find a lack of trust. And so, and y'all, I mean, and I don't mind sharing this. We dealt with that at the beginning. That was the first night of the conference. So it's like you don't even come in and get a chance to kind of like chill out and your lanyard don't even get a chance to get marinated before you go into an experience that is really, really transformative. So who wants to, Lee, you want to talk about that? Oh, I'm sorry, Regina, and then Lee. Talk to us. Post-pandemic,
Well,
so important, and then speak to the experiential element.
yeah. Okay. So I'm gonna go in reverse.
Okay.
And I'm gonna speak to the experiential, and I'm gonna be like David. David's like, I'm not gonna share what it is, but what I needed to break through was my limiting beliefs. Right? I had limiting beliefs in my life, and I didn't even know I had them. My life. I mean, I'm like, oh, my life is fine. But understanding and listening to the conversation and then realizing that I had these limiting beliefs. You know, I had a fear of success. So therefore I would stop doing things because I feared that it would be so successful. And then what was I going to do? That's a limiting belief that I had about myself. Yeah. And so that limiting belief, when I talk about breakthrough, that I broke through that, I came out of FTX when I first attended, went to another one of Dell's programs and participated in that, went to, and then became the conference host, then came, you know, it just propelled me to another level that, and I have not gone back to those limiting beliefs ever again.
Wow.
Like never again. And every time those limiting beliefs maybe creep in, because they do, I'm like, I don't have time for it.
Wow.
No. So, I mean, post-pandemic, you know, people have been through a lot. And I'm a very social person. And to not have been social for almost 2.5 years, that was a lot for me. Yeah. Right. Yeah. And people don't really, and you don't really realize what you didn't miss. I mean, I just was at a college reunion a couple of weeks ago with almost 1,200 of my college friends and didn't realize how much I missed the socialization.
That's
so, yeah.
That's fantastic. Wow. And Regina, you bring up something powerful that I wanted to touch on, which is just the importance of, again, just having been in that place where socially you have that disconnection. And so this is the chance for us to get back together, and concerts are packed. I mean, I took my daughters to go see New Edition a couple of weeks ago, and Charlie Wilson and Jodeci, they loved it. Concerts are packed. Cruise ships are packed. Vegas is packed, right? Why is it important that people take time in the middle of the year to come to something transformational? Because it's clear the world is opened back up. You know, you don't have to wear your mask on flights anymore. So people are booking flights and travel now more than ever before. Why should they set aside time for life transformation? Lee, why is that so important, bro?
Right. You have to set aside time for life transformation. The last couple years, and I was just thinking about this when Dale was talking. So watch this. The last couple of years, we've been saying, the world's been saying, the news been saying, be stationary, be stationary, be stationary, right? Dell, one who's speaking to entrepreneurs, has a conference called Full Throttle. He's saying, speed up. He's saying, you got to move, right? There's been this double-mindedness among some people. Hey, should I stay? Should I move? Should I stay? Should I move?
Right.
A conference like Full Throttle, an experience like Full Throttle, forces you to move. And you know what? There is magic in movement. I'm going to say this again.
Come on, somebody.
There is magic in movement. I didn't realize how stationary I had become. It had become more than just something we heard on the news. It had become a mindset, right? And what Full Throttle does, it takes you out of that mindset and say, you know what? Stationary is not an option. Not only should we be moving, we should be wide open, moving forward, and Full Throttle is that place.
Wow, that's a fantastic share. Good, nice stuff, Lee. I'm talking about, and now some people might be saying, dude, okay, why do we need 4 days? I mean, really? I mean, why can't we go for like a day or two? I mean, Ricky, David, anybody want to chime in? Why is the immersion of 4 days, June 29th through July 3rd? People might as well stay over the extra day and enjoy the fireworks show along the ocean. But what is it about coming to a place? Because I mean, I've been to multiple 5 and 6 day events. I've been to multiple Tony Robbins events that are like 6 days long. So I believe in immersion events. But for those people who don't understand, okay, why should I get a babysitter for the kids? Why should I cancel some of my other plans and take 4 days out of my life and come and go through this experience with other high achievers? Why do I need to stay that long, man? I mean, if it was a day or two, maybe. Or can I get a day pass and just come for 1 day of it? Why do they need to come to the whole daggum thing? Who wants to chime in on that one?
I guess I'll start.
Go ahead.
And I'll say the first thing with the difference between a conference and this experience is that a conference, a lot of times you're touching on a lot of things, but when you're coming here, you're unpacking a lot of things. And it takes more.
Say that again, Ricky. Say that again.
With conferences, you touch on a lot of things, but in an experience, especially like the Full Throttle experience, you're unpacking a lot. So that requires more time, that requires more effort, that requires more of you being able to sit in something without moving fast to the next thing. And that's what each day is going to do. It's going to help you unpack a specific area in your life that needs to be worked on. Some things is going to be personal. Another day might be more about the professional. Another day might be about business. Another day might be about spirituality. All of these different aspects of our lives work in conjunction. And the only way for us to unpack that is to dedicate enough time for you to be able to sit in that and be able to move past that. So that's the reason why you need 4 days instead of just that 1 day review of what you already know. This is where you're going to have actual discovery of different things that you have been unpacked.
Come on, Ricky. He said we need more than a 1 day review of what we already know. Come on, somebody.
Exactly. We'll see it.
That's good stuff. That's good stuff. Anybody else, David, you want to chime in on that one? Sean, you want to chime in on that one?
Yes. So one of the things that I really think about Full Throttle is that it's full, like, of every aspect. Like, you can come to Full Throttle because you're around a lot of other high achievers, right? Where some have got it together in the business realm. They're good. Some got to get together in the relationship realm. They're good there. But it doesn't matter who you are. There's an area you're not full in. There's an area you're not the fullest extent of what you need to do or what you know you should be doing. And Dale's going to challenge you to improve that area. He's going to find it. So you come to this conference, you might think you got it together. As Regina shared, she shared an example of, like, she didn't think she had something. She found something. Same for me. There's things I found, I realized that I didn't have in order. And it makes you reassess your entire life. And the reason why you need to come for 4 days, 6 days, 4 days, 5 days is because it took you 20, 30, 40 years to learn the crap we know, right? Ooh. So Dell does an incredible job of being a surgeon to remove the things that, and strategically, surgically, like I'm trying to explain this the best I can. He's a master at curriculum design, right? But not just mastering curriculum design. He's a master at making sure there's retention, so you hold whatever he's taught you to stick to your life. So if we combine the two with the curriculum, the way things are, the content is arranged, plus the retention programming he's literally reprogramming all of us. He's reprogramming our mind. So you can't do that in a day. And you certainly actually shouldn't be able to do that in 4 days. But Dell has a way to do that. That's what makes this conference amazing, is he can help literally reprogram, restructure whatever area of your life that's not full in 4 to 5 days.
Wow, that is powerful, man. It's amazing when I hear you guys unpack this and share it. It's just mind blowing. So I'm gonna switch gears. I'm gonna shift into a different gear. Tell everybody. Tell a quick 15 or 30-second story about the fun, because we've talked about how deep it is and how transformative it is, but can we talk about the music? Can we talk about the dancing? Can we talk about the hula hoops? Can we talk about the costume parties? Let's take a quick minute and talk about how this is like an adult playground for like 4 days. And y'all, this year, we're on the ocean. So the resort is literally on the ocean. So now we get to add into it the elements of earth, air, fire, and water. And you guys know I love burning stuff. So we burn limiting beliefs and all kinds of stuff. So, talk about, Sean, I'll start with you and then I'll go to Regina. We'll go around. Talk about how fun, because a lot of us as high achievers, we take ourselves too seriously. We're always so serious about our jobs and our careers and parenting and obligations and parenting our parents and all the stuff that we got to do. But I firmly believe that if we want to get more done, we got to have more fun. So can we take a quick minute, Sean, and talk about how freaking fun the jumping, just talk about how fun this conference is as well. The experience is.
Absolutely, and that's one reason why you will be thankful this is not a quick conference, because you'll get a chance to get cut on. You'll get a chance to go in and learn more about yourself, and like you say, have stuff tapped on you that you didn't even know that was there. But you also get a chance to let your hair down. You get a chance to rediscover that kid inside of you. As Dale stated, I've been to costume parties as part of these conferences. We've done some sick, crazy, fun things that were immersed as part of the conference, because again, it's a balancing. It's a full throttle experience. It's not just coming in and cutting on the things that you need to work on. It's not just coming in and working on your mind. It's coming in and getting back to that childlike mindset so you can reset, have fun, get full, and go back and again, enjoy yourself. So absolutely, you talking about, that's why I call it a 3-in-1 conference that has a spirit. It's a spiritual vacation, because it truly is a vacation when it's all said and done, but you go back so full and so ready to take your life to another level. It is incredibly fun. Absolutely.
Regina, you were conference chair.
Well, Lord, I'm just telling you, Del, I already hear about the yacht party. I was like, what? Which sounds amazing, but we've had white parties. We've had and even in the experiences, it's fun. And you literally don't really want to go to sleep, right? Because you're having so much fun.
That's right.
You really don't want to go to sleep. And then you have to. I know one of the conferences, I was in the room with two other people, and so we finished at maybe 10, 11 o'clock at night. And then we stayed up for another 2 hours, just sitting around talking, laughing, and all of that kind of stuff. And those are the kinds of, that's the kind of fun that you're going to have. Even if you're in a room by yourself, you're not going to want to detach yourself from people when the night is over, officially over. You're not going to want to detach yourself. And that becomes the fun. And I think the greatest fun is the relationships that I have built. Every single person on here, I've built relationships with over time. And that's the real fun.
Lee, I remember when we were doing the leadership, the leadership day before Full Throttle, and man, we did a zip lining experience, and bro, you did a backflip on the zip line. It was crazy, brother. So talk about how fun this conference is, man, and why it's important that we let that inner child out of us, man.
Del Toro says this thing. If you've been listening to for a while, you've heard him say adults are really big kids, right? And if you need a good belly laugh, where you and you haven't had one in a while, there is so much fun. I thought I was a fun dude. Let me correct. I thought I was a fun dude. Del Toro is a crazy man. He's a crazy individual. So just the ability to laugh, the ability to really enjoy being alive, being a business owner, enjoy life again, right? That's so good. FTX, I can't underemphasize the fun aspect. It's Florida sun, it's an amazing time. All
right, Ricky, Bernie, and then David, and then I've got to ask you guys to close us out. My final request is going to be for each one of you all to take 30 seconds and look in the camera lens, teach one thing that you learned from Full Throttle that has impacted your life or business, and encourage people to register? That's what I'm gonna ask you guys to do in a second, but we'll go hear from Ricky and David about their experience, about what made it fun and what made it exciting for them to be a part of this conference experience.
Well, I guess outside of being Rick James for a day.
That's right. That's right.
Yes, if you see any promo and you
James.
see someone with the funny wig and the
That's
jumpsuit,
right.
that would be me. I'm sorry, I cut all my hair off. It's okay. But what was so fun about it was, even though I was in costume, it was actually an opportunity for me to really tap into the real of me.
Yeah.
A lot of times I led with my representative, but being in costume gave me the freedom to express myself completely, express the fun aspects of me outside of being professional, outside of being someone that's helping other people.
Wow.
So for me, it allowed me to really just let my hair down, but also just see the other areas of me that I didn't allow other people to see, because I thought that made me unprofessional. I thought that made me someone who was unlikable. And I saw, being in that environment, it was the very thing that allowed people to gravitate towards me. So it was fun for me to let my hair down, but it also showed me that I could show those other aspects of who I was as a person.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Beautiful share. I mean, you killed that. I mean, y'all, what we love about the costume party is that we literally made, you killed that thing, bro. I thought it was really, I'm like, that. It was so powerful. But one of the things we do at Full Throttle is not only do we allow you to dress up on our costume party, but then we take you through an experience. There we go, where we make you align with, okay, why did you choose that particular superhero or superhero? What is it about them that resonates with you? And we take you through a whole process that really kind of aligns those elements, so you have that alter ego to tap into. Even Beyonce has an alter ego she taps into to be the best of the best of the best in her industry. So we all need that superhero or superhero that we can connect with. And so that happens at Full Throttle. And it's fun and exciting and transformational. David, dude, what makes FTX so bananas crazy for you, man?
Man, it is. It's the first time I did go zip lining was through with you guys and doing things I probably would never do. Even I I can't speak on all the different exercises. All of those exercises I've never done. They were fun. It was fun being in a room full of other high achievers that were also learning to let themselves be at peace and be relaxed. That's something I struggle with. I don't know how to turn off work mode. I'm always thinking about so you talk about working hard and playing hard, and so I had to learn that, and FTX provides that environment.
So David, could that be something that's stopping some people? Is that they don't know how to turn off the work long enough to be able to let themselves? I say this all the time. At some point we have to pause being human doings, so that we can spend time being human beings.
Wow,
that's good. I think that's so vitally important, because we're so caught up and consumed with the doing and the execution. But sometimes we got to pause and remember that we're beings first, and work on the being element. And if once we work on that part, everything else will gravitate. It'll elevate, and it'll grow and develop from there. And I just so believe that. So, all right, listen, y'all, I wanted to keep this to an hour, and y'all have been so gracious with your responses, and we're so excited about, again, this year's Full Throttle coming up June 29th through the 3rd of July, Clearwater, Florida, Sheraton Sand Key. Go to Full Throttle 2022 right now. Make your reservations and invite people. Like Regina talked about, make it a girls' trip, make it a guys' trip. Bring some family, bring some coworkers, bring some colleagues. If you're an entrepreneur, David's bringing 3 or 4 other people from his agency, and they're learning and growing. Couples come to Full Throttle. They come to learn and grow as a couple together, which is really powerful and transformational. So bring someone that you care about, because I guarantee you, as soon as you get through the first hour of the first day, you're going to think of 10 people that you wished were in this experience with you, because success is better together. So I'm going to give each and every one of you all a chance to just look right in the camera lens and share a word of encouragement to someone who's watching this broadcast. And if you don't mind, pull a nugget from one of your 4-day experiences at Full Throttle that was transformative for you. Look in the camera lens and take about 45 seconds to a minute and share with them something powerful that allowed them that will inspire them to not only, of course, register for the conference, but really inspire them to live life to the fullest. Because y'all, this is no joke. This isn't. I know there's a lot of cliche things, but really, this is. And if you've read the book, you know that there's no hyperbole here. We mean this. When I say living wide, long, and deep, we mean that. When we say getting out of reverse and neutral and parked, we mean that. There is a meaning behind when we say the cat don't care. I get chill bumps just think about that. That alone will change your entire life if you let it. So there's so many different metaphors, and the kickstands and the brakes and the front wheel and the back wheel. It's ill. You gotta be in person to experience it yourself. But I'm gonna let these folks who have already been through it just kind of give you one nugget that impacted their lives. I'm gonna go Sean, Regina, David. Then I'm gonna go to Ricky, and we're gonna close out with Lee. Take a minute each and encourage folks. All right. Thank you so much.
Well, first of all, Dale, thank you for allowing me to be a part of this, and I appreciate all my colleagues. You know, Dale, your metaphors with the motorcycle is powerful, but I can tell you the most powerful thing that I got from the conference was when you stepped outside the bike analogy, and it was Fearless Friday, and you put this mask on, and you became fear itself, and you represented fear, and you were talking to us. And all the things that you were talking to, every time you spoke, you cut, and you were just cutting me. And what you showed me was my excuses, my doubts, my hesitation, my imposter syndrome. All it was a fancy name for fear. And I guarantee you, a lot of us, we go through that. And maybe somebody that's listening to this to us right now, they're doubting themselves. They're saying, yeah, but should I go, or can I go? Or they're giving themselves a million excuses. You know what that is? That's nothing but fear. And fear is manifesting itself, and it's giving it another name. But at some point, you got to defeat that fear. You got to overcome it. You got to step into your truth. That's what Dale taught me and showed me through this conference, reminded me that all these things, and they still come up, fear still comes up, but I now recognize it and I know what name to give it versus giving it some type of excuse that I used to do. So I encourage everybody, if you're on the cusp, or if you're thinking about it, if you're doubting and asking yourself, is this really worth it? You listen to 4 or 5, and Dale probably could have called another 100 that was absolutely affirmed this 4 to 5 days. And we didn't even talk about Sunday, but this 4 or 5 days that you would come and spend time at this conference and get a chance to connect with people that you will call friends for the rest of your life, that you will walk away with so much information, so much opportunity to take your life, your business, your health, your family, your finances to another level. And most of us won't do it because of this thing called fear. So I encourage you to definitely overcome that.
And Sean, man, that was a beautiful share, bro. And listen, and that's why they got to show up live. Wouldn't you agree? Because it's an experience. So y'all gotta help them understand. Like, there's so many surprises that happen that you don't know what's coming next. Like, the audience didn't know that we were getting ready to come out in a costume, right? And that's the experiential element of it. It's not something that, I mean, we could give you a conference schedule all day long, but you got to be there to experience all the surprises and all the twists and turns. Like Sean said, we came out of the motorcycle metaphor and went into Halloween, because that year, Full Throttle happened over Halloween. So we were able to pull some metaphors from that, which was absolutely incredible. Regina, look in the camera lens. Yes, folks.
So let me just tell you all. First of all, I am an ordained minister. And I will tell you, Full Throttle is an experience. But let me tell you, and I have to talk about this, because I guarantee you that Del Toro has things. So we're sharing things. Sean just shared something. I'm getting ready to share something. But I guarantee you Del Toro has something new that you haven't experienced before. But the first Full Throttle I went to, all of a sudden, I was like, there were 6 men coming in the place where we were with a casket. A casket. Do you hear me? A casket. And I was like, what is
We're not making this up, y'all. We're not making this up.
I mean, I'm serious. And I was like, what is going on in here? And, you know, and I talked about earlier about the limiting beliefs. And that's where we buried those limiting beliefs. I buried the limiting beliefs in that casket. And then the pallbearers, whoever they were, took the casket back out and they were gone. Yeah. Right. And so that's something that you can't get that virtually. Yeah. You will never get that virtually. Yeah. There are part of the experiences that, I mean, Lee knows, David knows, Sean knows. In the pre-time, the zip lines and those different things that I was absolutely fearful of. Yeah. And one other thing that I was absolutely fearful of that I won't share, but I did it. Yeah. Right. And I did it anyway. Yeah. And so, so one of the things that I will tell you as an ordained minister, you have to stay till Sunday. Absolutely. Because I'm telling you, this man right here put a word on me that I have never, ever experienced before. I mean, it was just a powerful word. Amen. And the anointing on his life. So I'm speaking to somebody that if you know, no matter what your faith is, that's the part about it. This is not about, I'm not talking about religion. I'm talking about whatever your spiritual experience is. This is, and Sean has said it, a spiritual vacation. It is truly that. And this is not something that can be done virtually. You have to experience it in the moment. That's right. Wow. And what part of what Regina's talking about is what we've coined as Anointed for Business, which is what we do on Sunday, which is the conference technically ends on Saturday night, but we have a bonus optional service that we do on Sunday morning. And that's what we call Anointed for Business, where we get together. It's a non-denominational worship service. There's worship music. And then I get a chance to share a message. And I normally invite one or two of my colleagues to share a message. And we get a chance to really invite God to show up unapologetically on that Sunday. And it's really, really impactful. Now, here's what's funny. God shows up the whole time. People are experiencing so much transformation. People call it like a personal development revival that happens the whole time. But on Sunday, we kind of get a chance to literally be unshackled and we can say what we really want to say on Sunday morning. So it's powerful. It's transformational. Lee, look in the camera lens, brother, and bless folks. Actually, or I probably went out of order, but it's all good. It don't matter. David can always be the closing keynote. Can I get a shot? All right.
Well, here is my it was the very first year, my very first year. When I say very first year, because once you go once, there'll be a second year and a third year. This is just how it is. You can't get enough of it. But Del Toro said something. This guy, Del Toro, said something. He said, I'll change your life if you let me. Yeah. And I'm like, let me give him a shot. So I go to FTX. And he's teaching this metaphor, and he said, you have to put your weight on it. Like, you really got to put your weight on it. And at the time, I was going between whether or not I'm really going to be this entrepreneur or whether or not I'm really going to be this military guy. And he said, if you're going to do it, you can't be halfway, right? Yeah. You really got to put your weight on it, and you've got to lean into it. And I'll let him go, into that. But it really got me from this place of indecision. Yeah. This place of, should I do it or should I not do it? And I'm from the military, and we say this thing, either it is or it ain't. Either you can or you can't, right? And when I put my weight on it, I was able to make the decision and go full time. And it's a hard decision, but the things I learned at FTX gave me the courage, gave me the mindset, gave me the spiritual backing, like whatever I needed to really go full in. And I think there's some people here that are making the decision, oh, I don't know. On a motorcycle, there is no halfway.
That's
You
right.
have
That's
to put your weight into the turn
right.
if you're going to make that turn. And the same thing, the same opportunity that I had is in front of you today to really put your weight into it. Spend the 4 days, come down to Clearwater, Florida, and allow the change to happen.
Beautifully stated, brother.
You will not be the same. That's what I have to say.
Ricky Burney, man, brilliantly stated, Lee. Wow, he was like, "What? Listen, once you go to the first, you don't want to keep coming back, right?" And y'all just know every year it gets gooder and gooder, better and better. We're adding more elements, more surprises, more transformation. So, Ricky Burney, talk to us, man. Bless them. What's one concept that really, really impacted you that will help these folks even as they head into this weekend? What's one principle that really touched you?
Yeah, so for me, this is what I will say. Self-care is essential. And FTX is a form of self-care.
Good.
As a high-level achiever that's in your company, that's in the community, especially for someone like me who has a lot of different things I'm involved in. Sometimes it's hard to say that I can get away for 4 days to do this. I don't have the space and the capacity to do that. The truth of the matter is you have to ask yourself a question. Can I break away from this for a few days, or would it be I can break away from it forever because I have not taken the time to recharge?
Yeah.
This is the opportunity for you to recharge, and not only recharge yourself, but also to revamp. That's what I did. I unplugged from everything. I unplugged from the distractions. I unplugged from the different voices, and then I was able to silence everything and be able to listen to the source who was coming through the vessel of Del Toro and all of the people that were facilitating everything. So the thing I will say to anyone out there who is struggling, whether they can come in because they don't know if they can find babysitters or if they want to be able to delegate work, understand this. This is a space where people won't just need you. This is a space where people will actually see you.
That's right.
See you not as a contributor, but see you as a human being, see you as a person. Man. So if you want to be in a space where people see you and can be able to pour into you, then you need to be here for that weekend.
Whoop, 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 whoop. Fantastically stated. Love it, love it, love it. Incredible share. Thank you so much, Ricky Burney. Love you, man. You are remarkable. You're incredible. I love your hustle. I love what you stand for, brother. You're making great things happen, man. Big, big ups to you. David D. Simons, man, you've been with me for a long time, man. You and Lee and just this whole crew, man. We've been together for years. Man, close us out, man. One powerful thing that Full Throttle taught you that you can just a quick little nugget that you can bless folks with that made this such an impactful thing for you.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, again, Dale, thank you for the honor to be here among this amazing group of people and to be a part of FTX and giving people the opportunity to come. It's really, you're getting an amazing opportunity, and whether you see it or not, you need to take advantage of it. And so if you notice, I haven't got up from my seat, right? So I just want you to, there's a disclaimer, right? So I haven't got up from my seat. Right next to me, I have this booklet that you're going to get when you come to FTX 2022 as well. And I keep this around me for nuggets and things that I need to refer back to, because it's like I've been to hundreds of conferences. I don't ever keep the stuff that close to me.
We need to talk about that, y'all. How comprehensive the booklet is.
So I mean, I use it as I refer back to it. I got my 2016, I got all the different years that I've been, and what I wanted to share was, and Sean would agree to this, that money is a big problem for a lot of people, right? Money is a big challenge, and so the thing that really hit me, I think it was 2016, was Dell breaks down the upgrading of your money psychology and your relationship to money. Right. You won't know that you don't know that, right? You don't know that money is spiritual, and you actually have a relationship with money. And so I'm just going to share a few points very quickly. So he breaks down the relationship, and most people have a bad mindset around money. So it's money's in short supply, which creates a scarce relationship to money. Or money is evil, which creates a judgmental relationship to money. Money is not for me, which creates a deferred relationship to money. So that's on the negative side. Then he teaches you how to how to transition to the positive side. Money is everywhere, which creates an abundant relationship to money. Money is godly, which creates a divine relationship to money. Money is daily, which creates a welcoming relationship to money. So, you know, money is a big part of everyone's life. Whether you know, some of you might be thinking, I can't come because of money. No, you cannot not come because you need, if you need to get your money right, then you need to be here. Money deals with it touches on so many different points. We're talking about time, you know, the be able to have fun, be with your loved ones, do all those things. And Dell doesn't just deal with money, but that's a big part. So if you're dealing with a money challenge, if you're thinking, man, how am I going to afford it? If you're thinking about, just don't allow fear to make a decision for you. You make the decision to show up, be here, put the investment, borrow the money if you have to. You'll make it back. I guarantee that, right? Yeah. You're going to build some relationships that you'll never meet in another kind of room and environment. You're gonna make some connections. You can start new businesses. Who knows? You can meet your wife or husband. You don't know what can happen here. Right. So just whatever you have to do to get here and make it a priority.
Man, Sean, you were chomping at the bit. Go ahead. I remember when I taught that section, and Sean came up to me afterwards and slapped me in my mouth. He said, dude, I do this for a living. And you broke down money psychology. Bro, Sean, go ahead. I know you want to piggyback on it, bro.
No. I just what you just stated. I mean, David just brought it out. Obviously, money is important. It's part of all of our lives. And yet we put it in a box where we don't have the right relationship with it. So I won't rehash everything David just stated and what you taught. But for a lot of people, as David just stated, that is what's preventing them from moving forward.
Yeah.
And as you stated, I do this for a living. And yet you have to have the right money mindset, money psychology around that. And you can't look at it from a lack perspective. Yeah. So I encourage everybody, like David just stated, if you feel like money is the things that stop you, it's not the money. It's your position around the money. It's the way you see money. And Dale and this conference, not just Dale, because Dale is allowed. Here's what I love about Dale. Dale says he has super friends, as he stated. So he'll pull out people with expertise. He's allowed me to teach at the conference and other people. So we come in and we love on each other and we learn from each other. So that's what this conference is doing as well. Dale will by no way say, I have all the answers. He's going to point you and say, David's the marketing genius. Go over there and get the answers from him. And you guys do. I've had business transactions from FTX, from the connections I've met with. But that money psychology thing, as Dale stated, it's right on point. And David, I agree with you, man. That was one of the things that, I mean, I wanted to slap him after he talked about that.
and Sean, I know we got to go, but Sean, you bring up something powerful, and every one of y'all can attest to this. Every single faculty member, whether they're guest speakers or faculty, we call them faculty that come to Full Throttle. Isn't it amazing, y'all, how 1 second they're on stage teaching and sharing, but the very second they're done teaching, they're back in the audience taking notes, learning right alongside everybody. I mean, going through the experience, breaking boards, breaking arrows, crowd surfing, like they're a regular attendee at the conference. And that's what's powerful too. It's like they're coming to the conference like, okay, I came here to teach. Dr. Willie Jolly said this. He said, I came here to teach and I got taught. It's that transformational, y'all. So we're giving you an invitation to come hang out with us June 29th through July 3rd for the Full Throttle Experience 2022. Literally, this is going to be a total game changer for your life personally and professionally. It's the #1 experiential personal development conference for high achievers on the planet. This year, we are on the ocean, beautiful Clearwater Beach, Florida, at the Sheraton Sand Key Resort. This resort has so many amenities, it's not even funny. Book your reservation immediately. Register for the conference right now. Incredible registration rates. You get great discounts. We're still in discount pricing mode. Grab your seat. Bring somebody that you love and care about along with you. Get the discounts on the rooms. You get free Wi-Fi, free parking at the conference, as well as a free shuttle that takes you in a 3-mile radius of the resort. It's called the Jolly Trolley. Plus, You're going to get the opening white party. We're doing a yacht party this year, and it's a dinner party that we're doing on a yacht. Imagine the photos and we're going to celebrate, because at the end of the day, a lot of high achievers, we go from achievement to achievement to achievement without celebrating. So we're going to kick off this year celebrating being alive, celebrating making it. We were one of the 800,000 that did not pass during the quarantine. That's something to celebrate right there. We're still alive. So we're going to start this year's conference off on a yacht, celebrating the fact that we're alive. We made it through. Our businesses made it through. Our friends made it through. Our family made it through, et cetera, et cetera. Y'all, it's going to be bananas. You can go to the website. The website is more than comprehensive, explains all the details, but do yourself a favor. Don't get caught up in the details. Go to the site, register, and allow this process to bless your entire life, bless your entire socks off. I want to personally thank all these remarkable folks who year after year after year show up, show out, and add massive value to this conference experience. But I wanted you to hear it from them. We could do all the marketing we want to, but I wanted you to hear live. And this is like less than 0.1% of all the people who've come through Full Throttle. Like Sean said, we could do this for days and fill up this whole screen with faces of people who have been transformed by this experience. But do yourself the favor and put yourself in the right place at the right time. Be around other high achievers so you can learn, grow, heal, and transform, and make the rest of your year the best of your year, and make the rest of your life the best of your life. Here's to you living life full throttle. God bless you. Thank you so much for joining us for this special broadcast, and we'll talk to you guys soon. Whoop, 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 whoop. Yeah, baby.